Hi, I'm Alex Howard, and welcome to this week's video newsletter. This week, I need your help. It's the second edition of my first book, Why Me? My Journey from ME to Health and Happiness, is coming out this week. And as a result of a hugely busy 2 or 3 months with the Writing the Secret to Recovery book, with the update to this book, and various developments and the growth of the Optimal Health Clinic over the last few months, I've had no time at all to do any kind of PR or marketing or anything like that for the book. So I was thinking, what can I offer to you guys that watch these video newsletters, which generally speaking is patients of the clinic? What can I offer you guys as an incentive to buy the book that would give you some really kind of, hopefully exciting additional things, that would also do it in such a way that it will get the sales of the book moving on Amazon, which will mean Amazon will then link it to other books that are out there, that will come up higher in the Amazon search and that kind of thing. And in fact, I also believe if everyone buys the book on the same day, there's also a chance that we may be able to get it into the top 10 for the day on in the health section for Amazon as well, which would be great for the profile of the book, for the clinic, and it really helps get the word out in what we're doing. So I'm being very blatant and upfront, honest about what we're doing here. But it would be great if people can help us doing that. So to explain a little bit about what I've got in mind, firstly, maybe just briefly about the second edition. The first edition of my book was basically the story of my original journey on my path with ME, which is really the story behind where the whole Optimal Health Clinic vision and everything else grew from. That very briefly, I had ME for 7 years. The first 2 years was virtually housebound, at times was bedbound, and got desperately frustrated with my situation. And I'm sure the vast majority of people watching this know what that's like. Reached the point I frankly felt I could not continue my life the way that it was. Spend the next 5 years incessantly, obsessively in some ways, researching all the different possible treatments and things that are out there. And then in time developed some of the treatments for myself that seemed to ultimately work. I made a full recovery, wrote my book about it, and then it was from that point really that the Optimal Health Clinic then started to grow and develop and go on to become what it is now. So the original book was the story of my own recovery path, of why I felt I got sick, what worked. If you've seen any of the Secrets to Recovery interviews, kind of like that, but in a fair bit more detail. With the second edition, I wanted to put something together which was more than just, the original book being reprinted. So in addition to a foreword by a patient of mine, Shirley Conran, who is a relatively famous ME sufferer in this country, which I was very grateful to her for writing, there's a quite significant section which is called My Journey with the Optimal Health Clinic, which is basically the story of the clinic. The story of how over the last 6 years we've gone from me as a kind of 23-year-old lonely practitioner starting out to one of the biggest integrative health clinics in the country, and certainly one of the leading clinics in the world, specialising in ME, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, Lyme's disease and that kind of thing. So there's that's in there. There's then transcripts of 3 interviews for Conscious TV that Anna, Director of Psychology, Nikki, Director of Nutrition, and myself did. There's a abbreviated version of ME in the 21st century. There's also an article we wrote for Camp Magazine recently, which basically is a model integrating all of the different things and how we integrate them for our work with ME. And you may have seen that on this blog site anyway. So there's quite significant updates in the book. The original story hasn't been changed at all, but we've added a lot of new stuff. It's about twice the length that it was before. And it's the same cover, which you may have seen from before. But there's a lot of new stuff that's in there. So if you're someone that bought the original edition, there's a lot of new stuff in the new edition. I feel like a TV salesperson at the moment. And if you haven't bought it before, there's some great stuff in there. However, the reason why I can plug this with no sense of guilt or self-service, anything like that, I should say at the start, is all of the money that I would personally get in royalties from the book, and anything we would get through selling it through the clinic, are going to the Optimal Health Clinic Foundation, to our registered charity. So this is basically a charity project in terms of raising funds, which is the other reason why I'm fairly motivated to kind of get this out there. So what we're going to do is for everybody that buys the book on this coming Friday, which I don't know the date, so I'll check on my computer. This coming Friday, which is Friday the 4th, no it's not, it's Friday the 6th of November. So everyone that buys a book on that day through amazon.co.uk, if you buy the book then, if you forward your receipt, which won't have any kind of credit card information or anything in there, it's just so we know we can see you bought it on that day, to admin@theoptimumhealthclinic.com, then we're going to give you access to a free teleseminar with me, where you'll be able to ask me questions about the book. So about anything from my story, anything from the updates. It'll be completely free for you to be a part of. Because I always think when I read books, which I read often far too many, but when I read books, I always want to be able to ask questions and think, well, you talked about that, but how did that affect you? Or what was really going on there? Or what do you think about this? So we're going to give that opportunity for that. We'll also send you a copy of the Conscious TV interviews on DVD, completely free. And on there, you'll have an interview with me actually about my story, so basically the story in the book and the DVD format. And those interviews that are transcribed are also on that DVD as well. So it'll be a great support to the book. So to clarify what I'm saying, if on Friday the 6th of November, you buy from amazon.co.uk, I think it's about £11 or £12 on there, the second edition of Why Me, and if you just put my name, Alex Howard, and Why Me into Amazon, it will find it. For the receipt to admin@theoptimumhealthclinic.com, we'll then send you information of this free teleseminar where you'll be able to ask questions. And if you miss the teleseminar, we'll give you access to a download on the internet so you can download it. And we'll send you, because your address will be on the receipt, we'll send you the Conscious TV interviews on DVD as well. And all the royalties that come from the book are going to go to our charity. So this is a great way of supporting the charity, getting good information for you, and also helping me with the fact that I've not had a chance to do any PR or marketing for the book. So I hope this is not too blatant a plug. I'm being really careful with these video newsletters to keep them content-based. This is the first time I've done any kind of marketing, I guess, or promo something, and we won't do this again for anything like this for a good while. So next week we should be on to a new series of videos around specific sections of the nutrition treatments at the clinic. So we're going to do videos on things like the adrenals, the thyroid, mitochondrial function, with the nutrition team to give you some information about that. So that's what should be coming up. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you next week.